Hey guys, it's Prince here, and today I'm gonna show you how to flush radiator coolant and add fresh new coolant into radiator. And for that you only need to remove one bolt, so I don't need much tools. Let me open the hood so I can guide you further on how can we flush the radiator. I'm also going to remove this radiator reservoir because I'm sure it's dirty from inside because all the coolant runs through engine block and also comes into this reservoir. And after flushing it, I'm gonna add fresh new coolant. As you can see here, this one is manufactured to OEM standards and heavy duty, that's what I need. And it prevents engine from overheating, antifreezing and corrosion inhibitor. And all these things are good to have in a coolant. And this bottle is 1 liter. You might be wondering how I'm gonna fill all the radiator with just one bottle. So let me show you. I have some more here. And if you read on the back side, it says 50% of water is recommended. That means this bottle is 2 liters actually. And in Honda City, it requires around 5 liters, which is enough. And it's also saying drain and flush by fresh water, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. And that's all we need to do, so let's get started. So I have 10mm ratchet with extension, and I'm gonna use it to remove the bolt of reservoir. And you can see here this bolt holding the bottle, and when this bolt is out we can pull this bottle out. So let me quickly remove that bolt. This is the only bolt holding the bottle, so when it's out we can pull this out. And I can tell you by the color, the coolant inside is so dirty. And the bottle is full of dirt and debris. This should be light red when we add new coolant. I am flushing the coolant out of bottle, and you can see how disgusting it is. And the dirt is stuck to the bottom of the bottle and not coming out easily. I will show you later how to clean the bottle completely from inside. It's very easy. So for now I'm moving this underneath the radiator. So when the coolant comes out, it will go straight into it and won't make a mess, I hope. So to flush out the coolant, there is a petcock on the downside of radiator, which is made for flushing out the coolant. It's made of plastic, and if you see here it is. Now I'm going to open it and the coolant will flow out of the petcock. It's plastic, so always hand tighten it. And it should be opened by hand only. Just open enough so that the coolant can flow out of the radiator. The flow will increase after I open the radiator cover and make sure it's not hot. The cover looks clean. And the radiator from inside also clean. I don't see any rust, which is good. And I can see the color of coolant is changed to yellow. It should be red. The coolant is draining out nice and easy. And after like 5 minutes, the flow has stopped and you might thinking it's fully flushed. The plenty of coolant is still inside, maybe in engine block or hose. So to drain it, I'm gonna use air blower, and no one will tell you this method. So let me show you how much coolant we can drain out after the flow is stopped. So just move the end of the air blower to radiator cover and start the blower. And check that out, so much coolant is coming out. And let me remove the petcock and show you how it look like. So this is the petcock and it's made of only plastic. So don't use any tools like pliers to tighten it. So we are done draining it now, and I'm gonna put some fresh water in it. So that's why you have to close this petcock again. Now fill the radiator with fresh water and use distilled water if you have, but this fresh water is so clean and safe to use, so I am filling in the radiator with it. And sorry guys, I forgot to remove that from underneath the car, and now it has fresh water also. Let me show you, it still looks so dirty. And good, we are changing the coolant. It looks so much dirty and you can tell from the color. I'm going to recycle it quickly. And now we can start the car and the water level will decrease. So I can fill it up by the water in this bottle. So let me start the car so the water can circulate around the cooling system. And keep an eye on the water level. So start the car and turn on the maximum heat so the water can go into heater core. And if you see here, the water level is slightly low now, so be ready to fill it up. And there is air in the system, so the trick is pressing the radiator hose and you will see bubbles popping up. Keep the car in run position for like 10 minutes and keep adding water when the water level is low. And just quickly check the petcock if it's leaking or not. and in my situation it looks good. And there is no leakage, so now time to turn off the car and drain out all the water. So once again open the petcock so we can drain all out the water. And examine if it's dirty or clean. I'm gonna show you in detail the petcock and the water draining out. So while the water is draining out, I'm gonna show you how to clean the radiator reservoir. I have some boiling hot water and I'm gonna pour it into the bottle. And now shake well the bottle and it will help loosen up the dirt. And you can tell it by the color of the fresh boiling water. I'm flushing it out and look how much the color is changed. And now it looks clean from inside, but let's do this one more time. Don't fill it to top, just fill enough that water can shake well inside. Damn, it's so much hot to touch now. Anyway, you can see the water is now clean. So that means the bottle is clean from inside. And now you can look in here that all the dirt is gone. And we are almost done draining out the water. And I already removed the petcock, so let's use the air blower and flush all the water out. Now I'm gonna pour the boiling water which I left in the container, and it will do the same as done for the reservoir bottle. It will lose the dirt if it's stuck inside. And now let me show you how the second flush looks like. Well, it's still dirty, but looks cleaner than before. Still dusty color. And now I'm pouring some fresh water while the petcock is still open. What it will do is remove any contamination which is left inside and flush out directly from the petcock. Now using air blower for the last time, because after this flush, we will add fresh coolant. And now I'm gonna tight the petcock with hand as much tight as I can. Only from hand, not with any pliers or any metal tool. Now it's fully tight, so we can add fresh new coolant into the radiator. I'm gonna fill this bottle to the max later. So I quickly made a funnel from the water bottle. If you have a funnel, you can use it, otherwise you can use this method and it works fine. And if you remember the back side of the coolant bottle, said it is recommended to add 50% water in it. So what I'm gonna do is pour all the coolant into the radiator, then fill this bottle with fresh water so that we can have exact 50-50 ratio. So let's pour this into the radiator. And now fill it up with water and pour it into the radiator. I already mixed the water into this bottle as 50-50 ratio. So I'm just gonna pour it and fill the radiator to the top. And now I'm filling the reservoir to the max line. And just a little bit more. And we are just over the max line, which is not bad. So now starting the car again and turning on the heat to maximum. And then come back and check the coolant level. It should go down when this starts circulating. So be ready to add some more. And try not to make a mess like I did. And I am pressing the hose so the air can come out. The radiator is full, so now it's time to install the radiator reservoir. And if you look here, this extra piece of plastic fits in down there. I'm gonna show you in detail. There it is. Just slide the bottle in it and attach the bolt. As you can see, it's hard to attach the bolt by hand. so I'm gonna use 10mm extension and hand tighten the bolt first. Then attach back the cap of the reservoir and make sure it's tight. The coolant level is pretty much at the top, so we can close the radiator by the radiator cover. And quickly check for any leaks. And that's looking good. So now I'm gonna take the car for a few minute drive. As you can see, I'm outside and the heat is so much I have to turn it on the downside, but don't turn off the heat. And we're gonna drive the car at high RPM so the engine gets hot and the coolant can circulate into the system. The road is clean, so I can drive here to the maximum RPM. Gear shifting at max RPM so the engine gets hot and coolant can circulate. So I'm back home after a few minutes drive and I'm gonna turn off the heat and turn off the car. And leave the car to cool down so that I can check the coolant level. Now after an hour the radiator cover is cool to touch. And if I shake the bottle you can see the coolant level is at max line, not decreased or not increased, which is good. And it's right here at the max line. So now check the radiator coolant level. Even it's cold to touch, you don't know if it's still pressurized, so slowly open the cover. And I can see it's still filled to max. Maybe it's look a little bit down, but don't add any more coolant. This is the max line of the radiator for coolant. And press the radiator cover while you close it to make sure it's locked. So that's it, and that's how you do it. If you like this video, tell me by giving it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. For all my effort, hit subscribe. Stay tuned for more and peace out.